All the top pilots in the world are here. There's no one else.
I've dreamed of an opportunity like this.
I'm very passionate about racing.
There's bound to be tensions that rise.
We don't back down.
I just have big aspirations to be the fastest in the world.
Put the goggles on, you're inside of the Matrix, and you could do what you can imagine.
4 epic outdoor locations have played host to some of the greatest drone racing battles ever seen. But this is where it matters. Welcome to the Post Tower in Bonn, Germany. This is the DHL Champions Series fueled by Mountain Dew, and this is the final. 5 of the world's greatest drone racing teams have spent the last month traveling throughout Europe and battling in the skies above chateaus, castles, alpine ski slopes, and unforgiving mountain faces. At each track, they've been winning seasonal points that now come into play because they determine their seeding and opposition here at the final. So in the quarterfinals, second place Uvify will face off against bottom of the table Archangel.
I definitely think we can win this. The championship title is within our reach.
We're basically flying for our lives right here, so any mistake and we're out.
Third placed NexxBlades will square off against fourth placed Rebel.
Coming away with the first place title, the doors that would open, the bragging rights that you would have earned, it would be phenomenal.
And thanks to their top of the table finish, FlightONE have won a double bye straight to the final.
It's everything that we've worked for. Stayed up long nights, early mornings, hard days. It's all coming down to this. We're gonna leave it all out there.
The setting for this monumental battle is the 41-story, 500-foot Post Tower in Bonn, Germany.
The tower is a lot of fun. You just full throttle as tight to the tower as you can be and full throttle downwards. You just have to have pure focus or else you're gonna explode.
I think people are gonna make stupid mistakes. They're gonna go all in and they're gonna explode their stuff. We're gonna see parts flying.
Our pilots have circumnavigated Europe and conquered everything that Mother Nature has thrown at them.
Oh, Kim's off! Kim's in the rocks! What a shock!
In race 1, we descended onto a medieval chateau in western France. FlightONE came out on top, but were taken all the way to the final race by Team Rebel.
It's a 1-2 now for FlightONE, and it's the win in France.
Our teams then traveled 1,500 kilometers east to the Slovenian Alps, which witnessed mid-air collisions, team collusions, and Uvify scooping #1 spot. We stayed in Slovenia for race 3, but traveled south to the 13th century Castle Snežnik, which again saw formidable racing.
We're on board with Cooper Groves. You can see Adam Kicking in front of him, and he gets him.
Sensational crashes, and FlightONE win maximum seasonal points. Races 4 and 5 were staged at the monumental Tulov Beams, over 1,000 meters above sea level. This unforgiving track gave us high winds and dramatic storms, and in return, we gave it collisions, crashes, fires, and incredible aerial battles.
Then back again to the right. Taylor's out.
It also staged the first ever DR1 Pro Class final. With a wingspan of nearly 1 meter and reaching speeds of 150 kilometers per hour in under 1 second, this is the future of drone racing. And 5 of them took to the skies at the same time, which resulted in one of the greatest drone races the sport has ever seen. Our pilots have experienced the summer of a lifetime, visiting new countries, racing remote locations, and forging lasting friendships. However, friends off the track have quickly become foes on it, because here is where it all counts. Everything has been building to this. This is the 2018 Champions Series final. FlightONE's legendary racer, Sean Taylor, was victorious here last season. He's just finished his practice session and he's ready to take us on a private tour of the track that stands between our pilots, the 2018 title and the massive $50,000 prize.
We are here. This is the finale, the championship race. It's all led down to this. Let's do it. We're going to launch straight forward right into the start gates. Going into gate number 1 with a slight right turn over the water. Gate number 2 is a straight shot. Down elevation into gate number 3 into the forest. Slight right turn. We're going to go gate number 4, hard 180 left. Gate number 5 is a straight shot. Into gate number 6 and rise full throttle. Straight over the DHL Tower and remain full throttle all the way down towards the DHL banner. We're going into our TBS gate and our final 2 gates, 1, 2, slight right back into the start finish. Super fast course. My favorite part is definitely gonna be that rise and fall over the DHL Tower. I mean, it's beautiful. You come over the tower, you have a beautiful city in the background, green grass everywhere. It's just absolutely a rush. What I think is gonna be tricky is gonna be the TBS gate. Waiting for you right there at the bottom. It's full throttle. The straight B line right through it is gonna be the fastest line. It's also the most dangerous line, but I'm gonna give it a go.
So with the anticipation rising, here's how the format works. Each team comprises of 3 pilots. In every race, 2 pilots from 2 teams take to the sky. The remaining pilots are in charge of the all-important pit stop and battery change. Every battle is a 3-race shootout, in which first place wins 10 points, second place 8, third place wins 6 points, and fourth place wins just 3. If a pilot deviates from the track, misses any of the gates, or crashes out, then it's 0 points. At the end of the third and final race, the team who have accumulated the most amount of points win. The 2 winners of our quarterfinals will meet in the semi, with the victors progressing to the final where FlightONE lie in wait. That's what lies ahead, and the 2 teams who face the daunting task of racing in the first quarterfinal are Uvify and Archangel. Uvify are led by the unstoppable Korean Min-chan Kim. In the build-up to race 6, he won an incredible 12 out of 15 heats, which is double the amount that the 3 Archangel pilots won combined.
We're starting with Uvify. We've raced them before and we've beaten them a number of times, so we feel reasonably confident going into that race.
We're up against Archangel first, and I definitely think we can take them out. Our quads are a lot faster than theirs, and should be an easy win, I think.
Some of our previous races have been, lackluster in performance, but I think we can put it behind us. We're not really going to be focusing on our losses. We're going to be focusing on really building the confidence for ourselves, and knowing that we do have the speed to beat other teams is what we're really going to focus on.
We definitely have it in the bucket. Adam and Nicholas tend to push themselves too hard, so they usually make mistakes, and we just are going to take advantage of that.
Well, in race 1 of the first quarterfinal, Corey and Adam definitely stuck to their game plan and concentrated on their speed. But they were still no match for Min-chan Kim, who came home in first by 14 seconds. However, his teammate Travis crashed out, putting Archangel in the driving seat because Corey and Adam's second and third place secured them 14 points, putting them top of the leaderboard. So it's time to hand you over to Formula 1, Formula E and esports commentator Jack Nichols to bring you this crucial second race.
Thank you, Imi. So here we go. It's the second race in this first quarterfinal. Archangel versus Uvify. Archangel finishing bottom of the seasonal standings, but they've still got a shot of getting into the final. Away they go. Who's going to get the whole shot? It's Travis Ames, by the looks of it, for Uvify. Very good start, but he's straight down and straight out. That promotes Nicholas Jung into the lead. Here's a look at it again, just so low to the ground. And that sends him out of the race. Kiki and Jung then for Archangel. Up over the top and back down this 41-story post tower, and it's Jung in front of Kiki at the moment. As they come through, 1, 2, 3, through the gates. Just 0.3 of a second between Jung and Kiki at the end of that first lap. Oh, they're very close proximity here, aren't they? Need to be careful, Archangel. They want this solid finish, and there through goes Corey Kasaba. Up into second place, then in front of Nicholas Jung as they climb again for the second time. 4 laps, 1 mandatory pit stop for each pilot. Kiki, the race leader, comes down. Second and third right together. Jung into the pits. Kasaba into the pits. Adam Kiki, meanwhile, continues on his way. He'll try and stretch his lead, while the other two are having their mandatory stop.
Go, Nicholas.
Nicholas is told he can go, and Jung gets going. Where's Kasaba? There, just in front. So Corey Kasaba emerging from the pits just in front of Nicholas Jung. Where will Adam Kiki emerge when he has his pit stop? It'll have to be on the next lap. Here it is now, in fact. Kasaba right behind Jung as they climb 500 feet over the top and then back down. Kasaba, a little bit of a twitch. Whoa, Jung is right in front of him. Where's Adam Kiki going to be when he leaves the pits? He's still there, finally on his way, but he's down in third place. So Jung and Kasaba it is, battling for the win. Oh, Kasaba's got a bit lost in the woods. And that gives Jung a pretty big advantage now as he comes over the tower for the final time. Nicholas Jung for Archangel with just a couple more gates to go, and there's the win. Second across the line for Corey Kasaba, 1.5 seconds further back, and Adam Kiki eventually in third place. But that DNF for Travis could be costly for Team Uvify, and they are with Imi.
Okay, Team Uvify, this is getting uncomfortable. Travis, you had a great practice session, and now 2 crashes.
My worst nightmares came true, and you know, now it's time to face the consequences.
Corey Kasaba, you seem to have quite a good run there.
Yeah, it was a great race. There's a lot of back and forth with Nicholas, and I made one mistake, and he was able just to get ahead of me in the end there. Yeah.
And I know by the looks of things, it seemed like you come in second place, didn't it? Corey, you missed a gate.
Did I?
With everything hanging in the balance for Uvify, the judges took a closer look at Corey's final lap and concluded that he in fact took a shortcut through the trees. The rules state that any deviation from the track results in a disqualification. So Corey's second place finish, in fact, became a DNF, which meant that after the second quarter-final race, there is no way they can win enough points to progress to the semis.
You know, we have the fastest pilot in the world on our team, and you know, I just can't feel, but we let him down, you know, and it's like the worst thing that we could have done. And you know, really sorry, man. You deserve better teammates.
So after promising so much, it's Uvify who crash out early. And surprisingly, it's Archangel, the team who finished bottom of the seasonal points leaderboard, who progressed through to the semi-finals. But who will they face? Find out straight after the break. Welcome back to the final of the DHL Champions Series, here at the Post Tower in Bonn, Germany. We've already seen hot favorites Uvify and their talisman Min-Shan Kim crash out. And up next in the last quarterfinal is NexxBlades, a team that coming into this series climax made a shock announcement. Mac Poshvold, a pilot who had competed in all 5 races prior to the final, was out, and a new pilot was in, 23-year-old British champion racer Brett Collis.
I'm fine. I mean, the most important thing is that for the team to win. So if there is any chance to maximize the chances of winning, even by 3%, I still think we should go for that.
It must be pretty hard. I think if I was in his position, it wouldn't be very nice. But if it means that this is the reason why we win the series, then it'll be worth it in the end. And I think he's in agreement with that.
I think everyone also had in the back of their mind the doubt that they were potentially going to be replaced. But, you know, people have their bad flights, you know, their bad weeks, things like that. And I'm really happy that the whole team in general, we're all feeling really good for the finals. We've all put a lot of hard practice in the days leading up to this. So I think we're as prepared as we can be. So Mac hasn't left up, he's still with us, and now he's being a technical member of the team, and he's really focusing on our new pit stop technique, and he's been nailing it so far. Now we're bringing an even faster battery swap. So we're using essentially a 3D printed lipo gauge, which is strapped onto the drone, and then the lipos themselves are in little cages. So all you have to do is literally pull the battery out, push the next one in, and it plugs out and plugs back in, and the pit stop should be pretty rapid. So at the first race, our pit stops were taking between 12 and 14 seconds, but now with this other technique in place, we should be able to get them down between 4 and 6 seconds.
The team Brett, Luke, and Youngrock face in the quarterfinals is Rebel, who have mixed feelings about their rivals' change of personnel.
I know Brett from previous experience in other racing leagues, and he's very fast and very consistent. He's always one of the top racing pilots. So I think that's going to be a really strong team there. I mean, it definitely could backfire. This is his first time in this racing league and this kind of format. Just coming in out of the blue for the very final race can be really challenging mentally for some people and really throw them off their game.
If we walked away as the winning team, it would be phenomenal. I mean, the world's best pilots are here, and if you are able to pass them up, pull a win away from them, I don't know, it'd be incredible.
It would be just such a huge confidence boost as a pilot too, to come out here and win this huge championship series with your teammates against the world's best pilots. I mean, I would be on cloud 9 if that happened.
Well, their first quarterfinal battle proved that for now. Swapping Mac out for Brett was clever play, as the newcomer showed no signs of nerves coming home first, after a lightning-quick 9 seconds in the pits. His new teammate Youngrock's son finished second, with James in third. Unfortunately for Cooper, he crashed out, meaning that NexxBlades take a convincing 18-6 lead into race 2. In quarterfinal race 2, it was Bryce this time that crashed out, but his drone was repaired, so he was able to finish in an incredible second place, only thanks to 2 more crashes, one from his rival Luke Bannister, but also one from his teammate James, who hit the top of the tower. So going into the critical third and final quarterfinal race, Rebel need a 1-2 finish and both NexxBlades to crash out. We've seen it happen before. Over to Jack Nichols.
Big pressure then for Rebel. They have got to score a 1-2 finish. All that NexxBlades need to do is get to the finish. Here we go. Quite a long hold, and away they go. Down toward, no, Cooper Groves is in the tree. Instantly, the race is over for Rebel. Bryce Presswich, I think, coming together with his teammate Cooper Grove. And that means that they will not progress. So Bryce Presswich now just racing for pride. Doing a good job, actually. Neck and neck with Bannister and Youngrock as they come up over the top of the tower and down again. Youngrock's son still in the lead at the moment, but Presswich is very much in there. There he goes. Over the top of Youngrock's son and into the lead of the race. The 3 of them separated by just 0.4 of a second. We're with Luke Bannister. Down the avenue of trees, hard left, and then through the double gate and climbing again. Bryce Presswich already at the top of the building and coming back down the other side, so at least this will give Rebel something. Through the double gate and into the double gate. It's all over for Bryce Presswich and Cooper Groves. Rebel have had a consistent season, but it's over now.
With both Rebel pilots out, NexxBlades cruised home to take first and second place and win the maximum 18 points. So, Rebel are out. The most consistent flyers throughout the series threw their strategy out the window and scored just 14 points in 3 races.
Team Rebel, your hands are full with these broken quads. Bryce, this isn't good.
Yeah, I mean, we came out here, we said we're either going to send it and win it or break some stuff trying, so we stuck to our strategy.
This is the final, having a mid-air. I can't even bear this.
Yeah, I mean, the midair happened right after the start gate. It veered me off into a tree. I couldn't do anything about it. That was the end of the race. I mean, I said right before the beginning of the race, all or nothing, Bryce, and we gave it our all and ended with nothing, so raced my hardest.
A series of a lifetime, awesome location, awesome people, and couldn't be happier.
Oh, wonderful. Well done, Team Rebel. See you next time.
So our semi-final lineup is complete. It's the surprise package of Archangel against the new-look NexxBlades. The 2018 DR1 Champions Series attracts the world's greatest pilots from the US to the UK, as well as Canada, Germany, Poland, Australia, and South Korea. They're a group of pilots that are fierce rivals on the track, but a group who have become close friends off it.
Honestly, I couldn't think of any better pilots or friends to come on this trip with.
You're with a bunch of people who are nerds, who are like you, who come from all different aspects of life, but we all share a passion for drone racing and freestyle.
The countries, the scenery, the activities, it's been phenomenal.
I haven't been to any of the countries so far that we've traveled through, so it's been awesome to check those off my bucket list, be able to say I've been to Croatia and Slovenia and France.
DR1 for me is like a life dream. We are having a great time here. It's one of the greatest summers in my entire life.
At every location we've raced, our pilots have not only been teaching me all about drone technology, but they've also been helping me hone my flying skills. Sometimes succeeding.
There you go, that's great.
But mostly failing.
We may have lost it.
It's the turn of Rebel's Bryce Presswich.
Well, I'm here with Bryce. Bryce, we have been dissecting the drones, but I need you to help us understand a bit more about the goggles, the camera, what you're seeing, the FPV.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the majority of the quadcopter down.
Thank you.
Turning towards the camera, you can kind of think of it as the eye of the drone. And there's a special link between the drone and these goggles. If you look inside, you'll see there's two little TV screens. There's one here for each eye. So really what happens is when you put these goggles on, it allows you to feel like you're in the drone and pilot it as though you were sitting in a seat inside the drone. Now, when you're a beginning pilot and you're first learning to fly, it's very advantageous to have that angle be very minimal.
Okay.
But when you get really fast, you bring that angle up. And the reason they do that is when you're getting started, you're not really familiar with the controls. You're not going to be going very fast. But the faster you go, the more the drone is going to tilt forward.
Okay.
And when we're in flight around the track, you'll notice that these drones, sometimes they're almost perfectly vertical. And if the camera were pointed straight down, we wouldn't be able to see the oncoming gate.
Now I want to have a go. How do I set up?
All right, well, first thing you're gonna need is the drone. We'll start with this little guy here because he's pretty harmless.
It's Tiny Whoop.
Yep.
I know this one.
One of the best ways to get started in FPV.
Cute.
We'll plug your goggles in. They'll have the correct video channel, and then I'm gonna hand you the controls.
Whoa. Whoa. There he is.
Very immersive experience.
And now? Oh my gosh, I'm flying.
All right, now drop the throttle a little lower.
So great! Whoa!
More throttle. Full throttle.
Bryce, I've lost visual.
You're
It's
not
in
the
there,
first
isn't it?
person to have crashed into the water.
Thank you. All the pros do it, don't they?
Right, enough of that and back to the experts, because during this series, our pilots are racing mini quads. But at DR1, we believe the future of drone racing is this, the Pro Class. It weighs 10 pounds, it's 1 meter in diameter, and it flies well over 100 kilometers an hour. Throughout the championship, 2 pilots from the same team have been going head-to-head.
Mac in front, Luke in front, across the line, Luke wins. It's Bryce in front as they come across the line. 0.025 seconds between them.
I'm still shaking. It was so exciting.
With each winner being given the responsibility and honor of representing their team in the Pro Class final.
Alex Vanover holding on at the moment in that red drone. Luke Bannister drives towards the line, but it's Vanover, Bannister, oh, and Prestwich off. That's a big one for Prestwich into the finish gate.
Wow, Alex Vanover, a huge congratulations. You've just won the first Pro Class, and this is your drone.
Yeah, I know. I cannot believe it right now. I'm super excited. Compared to our smaller quadcopters, this is 10 times better, especially when you have 5 of them in the air at the same time. The noise they make, it's like a real car racetrack. If you ever watch NASCAR or any rotor sport, it's the same thing, but in the air. And when you're racing under the goggles and you're watching the other guys, it's like Star Wars in real life.
Make sure you stay wired to DR1 Racing, because the Pro Class is the future. Welcome back to the DR1 Champions Series and the final here at the Post Tower in Bonn, Germany. Back at race 5 in Croatia, the final was between FlightONE and Uvify, and arguably the 2 fastest pilots in the world squared off against each other. Although FlightONE came out on top, Min-Chan defeated Alex, prompting an outburst from the defeated American.
I challenged Min-Chan on camera to head-to-head race.
Well, Min-Chan accepted the gauntlet thrown down in front of him, and here in Bonn, the two will go head-to-head.
We can end it right here now and see who's the fastest between us. He's 14 years old, he's a young kid, and I think a disadvantage for him is that it's easy to get mentally in his head. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get in his head a little bit, kind of bump around saying, hey look, I'm gonna go really, really fast at the start.
Alex, he crashing a lot, and he nervous. He think he is best, but I will show to him this race, I will beat him.
I have a new feature on my quad where I can, on the launch stands, tilt on the arms of my quad all the way up to 90 degrees, which means when I give it throttle, it's going in a straight line straight towards the gate. And one of Min-Chan's disabilities as far as racing, when he sees another pilot get in front of him, which is extremely rare, it freaks him out. And when he does that, he almost every single time crashes. When I go to race him, I'm gonna give it my all.
So Min-Chan and Alex are clearly backing themselves, but who do the other pilots think will win this epic showdown?
I got to meet Alex for the first time here. He's a very cocky person, and I know for a fact that he does not have what it takes to beat Min-Chan Kim.
The mental fortitude of Min-Chan as a pilot is outstanding. When he's competing, it's almost like he's competing against himself more than you, and you're kind of just there to witness it.
If you can get into Alex's head, that is his biggest weakness, because you just shatter his ego and almost always makes a mistake.
Alex has Min-Chan Kim in his head, and he will never see that W racing Min-Chan Kim.
Let's face it, Min-Chan he's the fastest in the world. There's just no doubt about it. And Alex is right there with him. I think Alex may have his hands full, unfortunately.
So this is it, not part of the official DR1 competition, but Alex Vanover, the 18-year-old Texan, has thrown the gauntlet down to the 14-year-old South Korean. All the other pilots are ready to watch. Let's see what unfolds. Away they go. Good start from Min-Chan. He's out in front in these early stages. Vanover's down. 4 gates in to his challenge of a race, and it's all over for Alex Vanover. A mixture of amusement and applause from the other pilots. Min-Chan Kim keeping going. And he is, whoa, he is showing off now, Min-Chan Kim. Look how close he was to the gate there. This is unbelievable. The other pilots can't believe it. They can tune in on their own goggles to the frequency of Min-Chan Kim and ride on board with him like we're doing now. Wow, through those last 2 gates. And there's very little doubt now about who is the quickest drone pilot in the world. Alex on his knees and embraced with Min-Chan.
Huge congratulations to Min-Chan, who can now hold his head up high and call himself the fastest drone pilot in the world at just 14 years old. We are without doubt witnessing some of the greatest ever drone battles. But as with everything in life, there's always got to be a first time.
First time I flew a drone was only about 2 years ago, and it went straight up. I twisted the sticks, it flipped upside down, and it came full throttle into the ground and just exploded. And after that, I knew I was hooked. I had to build another one.
My very first drone flight with goggles and the full gear, I was just terrified. I was unable to make right-hand turns for some reason. I was just going in circles. I was just making left-hand turns. There was a lot of stuff to hit, and it was just a tremendous amount of fun.
It was in December 2014 was the first time I picked up a drone, and it took me 6 months to get that drone through a football goalpost. So I was actually quite terrible. It took me a lot longer than most people that I've seen.
Well, that makes me feel a lot better about my drone flying exploits in this series. And take note, some of these pilots only picked up their first controller 2 or 3 years ago, and look where they are now. So if this is a sport that excites you, search for your local FPV club online, make sure you always fly in a safe zone, and become part of one of the fastest growing sports in the world. But now, it's semi-final time. It's NexxBlades versus Archangel.
I think for sure the other teams are going to be feeling the pressure. We save this pit stop technique right till the last race. We can get them between 5 and 6 seconds every time. So yeah, obviously puts them on the back foot a bit mentally.
NexxBlades pitting is definitely going to be fast. They have a new system where they're utilizing a 3D printed pocket. Nicholas, you're pitting first. How are you going to keep up with that?
Yeah, just give my best. I told already Luke, the real race will happen in the pit stop.
Pretty happy so far. Glad to get kind of the first 2 runs out of the way for me personally. 2 firsts so far, so hopefully carry that all the way.
Luke has made quite a few mistakes now, so he may have been feeling the pressure before, but he's definitely going to be feeling it now after you crash and kind of like feel like you're bringing down your team. When it comes to the next race, it's like even worse. Every single race that you crash, it gets, you know, more and more pressure. Yeah, hopefully it does get to him.
I'm so excited. I'm ready to pit like a beast.
This is semi-final 1. Archangel up against NexxBlades. And away they go. Really good start from the Archangel pilots there. Corey Ibanez and Adam Kiki moving into the lead. They finished bottom of the seasonal standings. And we're on board with Adam Kiki in second place. His teammate Ibanez up in front. Pulled off an upset in the quarterfinals to knock Uvify out of the competition. And they're looking at a bit of an upset here as well. Certainly in this first of 3 finals, but there Adam Kiki gets passed on both sides by Young Rock's son and Brett Collis. Collis makes a mistake though there coming over the water, and that's Kiki back into third. Really close to the back of Young Rock's son. As meanwhile Ibanez for the second time comes over the top of the post tower. And down to complete lap 2. And into the pits comes Ibanez then. Every pilot has to make a mandatory pit stop. Adam Kiki won't be getting to the pits. Crashing into that penultimate gate. Brett Collis then is in the lead. Yet to make a pit stop. New to the team for this race. Young Rock's son gets back on his way. Oh, and he's out as well. Just misjudging it, drifting over to the left, trying to get the best line through, and it's all over for Young Rock's son. So that means it's Brett Collis versus Corey Ibanez for the win. Ibanez for the penultimate time, drops down the building. Is he going to get there in front of Brett Collis? It's going to be close. Collis leaves now, and Ibanez is just in front by 0.3 of a second. Kicking up the leaves as he comes around that right-hander. Ibanez for Archangel for the final time. Climbs the 41 stories and drops down the other side. What an upset this will be if Ibanez can hold on for the win. A couple more gates to go. And Archangel take the victory. So a great performance from Ibanez. Collis finishing in second place, but 2 DNFs.
After winning 10 points compared to NexxBlades' 8, Archangel went into race 2 of this semi-final knowing that another good score could potentially see them pull off the shock of the series and reach the final. But unfortunately for them, Brett and Luke took an early lead and never looked back. All 4 pilots finished the race, but NexxBlades took home 18 points and Archangel just 9. So going into the last race of this semi, NexxBlades are ahead by 26 points to 19. Anything is still possible. Over to Jack Nichols with the conclusion to this semi-final.
So will it be Archangel or NexxBlades who will face FlightONE in the final of this 2018 season? There's Young Rock's son getting ready to go for NexxBlades. The race is underway now. Pretty even start from everyone. Nicholas Jung we're on board with here, and his teammate Corey Ibanez gets into the lead. Jung immediately back past him. But NexxBlades down in third and fourth. A 1-2 for Archangel is what they realistically need to send themselves through to the final against all odds, having been the bottom team in the seasonal standings. But we're on board with Luke Bannister. Young Rock's son is in front. They've both managed to get past Ibanez now. Whoa! So close together as they come through that gate. Look at this. This was Corey Ibanez. Massive mid-air collision, but they somehow managed to keep going. Does knock Luke Bannister back to fourth, though. Nicholas Jung doing a fantastic job out in the lead of this one. Young Rock's son in second place, though. We've seen Young Rock be a little hit and miss over the course of the season, dominating in some races, struggling in others, but Jung and Young Rock both in the pits now. Keep an eye on their pit times down at the bottom. Remember, NexxBlades have got a new pit system and Young Rock's already gone. What was that, 8 or 9 seconds? And he's back on his way. Nicholas Jung still in the pits after 17 seconds. That could be key for NexxBlades if they do make it through to the final. Ibanez is the man in the lead, but he's yet to pit. And he pits now. Neat stop there for Ibanez, got it landed pretty sweet. Young Rock's son then, making his way down through the gates and through the right-hander to start the final lap. Ibanez still in the pits, Nicholas Jung chasing him down, and Jung comes right with Luke Bannister. Young Rock's son back into the lead. But Jung and Bannister battling over that second spot. We're on board with Bannister. You can see Jung with the yellow lights just up in front as they climb up the post tower, neck and neck, side by side, dropping down the other side. Young Rock's son, meanwhile, takes the win. Who's going to be second? It's just going to be Luke Bannister. Oh! Jung crashes at the final gate. And Corey Ibanez, therefore, will finish in third place. Jung losing out on the final gate. High fives for NexxBlades, and well they might. A first and second place for them, a very impressive performance. And that means that NexxBlades are through, 44 points to 25. They are into the final, and they are with Imi.
Well, congratulations, NexxBlades. You have made it into the final. Luke taking second position.
Yeah, it was a good race, good clean race. I made a few mistakes. I had a mid-air coming through the start-finish on one of the races. That could have ended badly, but when I saw Young Rock, I just backed off a bit to give him his space. Yeah, and we just both finished the race. That's what we wanted. All in all, that was a good race.
Well, so against all odds, you still managed to pull through. Young Rock, first position. I saw you through that. Whoa, you were charging up that tower.
Yeah, I loved that building so much. And we have 6 cells at 2200 kV, and punched out is so fast now.
Can't wait to see what you guys do. $50,000 at stake here. You are so close. Good luck.
So there we have it. FlightONE's long wait behind the scenes is now over, and they know their fate. They will meet the all-new NexxBlades in the final, and this almighty showdown will happen straight after the break.
Since the dawn of man, we've looked to the sky, yearning to soar like the birds, gods, winged beasts, and the angels. Then in 1903, man achieved the power of flight, followed by a line of daring pilots that set out to conquer the skies. And now, you. Introducing the Archangel, a world-class, ready-to-fly racing drone powered by refined FPV components and balanced for all skill levels. From its beginner angle mode to expert acro mode, a true warrior in the skies. The Archangel's sleek design with advanced chip onboard LED lighting leaves no question about its location on the track, giving you the opportunity to crush the competition and take you to victory. Archangel. Take flight.
This is DR1 presents the DHL Champions Series, and this is the final. After racing in France, Slovenia, and Croatia, we're here at the Post Tower in Bonn, Germany. And the 2018 champions and winners of the $50,000 prize will be either Team FlightONE or NexxBlades.
We're really excited to be in the final. It's what we've been wanting to go against FlightONE. They've been the benchmark so far this season. Looking at the times between us, it's anyone's game, really.
I think we can beat these guys, no problem. I think NexxBlades is going to go down. Our comfort zone is their all-out zone. I'm really itching to fly. I'm itching for the competition. I'm ready to win this thing.
So we've just seen FlightONE practice. They smashed 7 quads in the 15-minute practice before the finals, which isn't a good start for them, I wouldn't say. I think they're sort of feeling the pressure a bit then.
Yeah, I would say we have a slight mental edge over them. We've made maybe a few mistakes that we know to correct for the final, whereas they've practiced. They've done a few pit stops, but they've never done it at kind of full race pace with other quads landing next to them.
Winning this would be amazing. Here in Bonn, it's such an awesome location, and to know that all of our hard work paid off would just be absolutely incredible.
Everything we've learned, everything we've done, it comes down to this final moment, and I think we do have what it takes.
It's everything that we've worked for. Stayed up long nights, early mornings, hard days. It's all coming down to this. We're going to leave it all out there. I'm not even going to think about losing because I don't think that's going to happen.
So it all comes down to this. Can NexxBlades, their newfound form and the all-new lineup, defeat the consistency and speed of FlightONE? To bring us the first of this 3-race battle, it's Jack Nichols.
3 races, obviously, but each one very important, and both FlightONE and NexxBlades will be wanting to get off to a good start. Here we go. The final of 2018 is underway. Through the start gate they come. On board with Brett Collis. Oh, a collision, I think, with Sean Taylor. They're both in trouble. Collis is out, and Taylor drops to last. Not the start that NexxBlades wanted necessarily, but at least Young Rock's son is leading the way. He's crashed into the top of the building, and they're both eliminated.
After 2 epic fails from NexxBlades, the most important race of the series, Team FlightONE surely couldn't have believed their luck. Sean and Thomas merely cruised through the 3 remaining laps and brought home the most comfortable 18 points of their whole DR1 careers. In the second of this 3-race final, both FlightONE pilots struggled lining up to the gates, and NexxBlades took full advantage, taking an early lead. Alex and Thomas never really recovered. NexxBlades stormed ahead to take first and second place. But importantly, Alex and Thomas finished the race, giving them an important cushion of 9 points. Going into the last race of the series, FlightONE have the upper hand. It's they who lead 27 points to 18. So for the final time, it's over to Jack Nichols.
The whole season of racing, and it all comes down to this. FlightONE versus NexxBlades for $50,000 and the DR1 crown. The final 4 laps are underway. Alex Vanover and Sean Taylor getting a really good start for FlightONE. NexxBlades really need a 1-2 if they're going to take the title. But it's a really strong start from Vanover. Up to the top of the DHL Post Tower, dropping down the other side. Sean Taylor's coming with him. Here we go with Young Rock's son to complete lap 1. And they're all so close to one another. In fact, there goes Bannister past. Oh, Bannister goes past Taylor and then goes into a tree. So it's back to being a FlightONE 1-2. Bannister's got going again, though, at least. As Vanover drops down on the end of the second lap. Young Rock's son going past Taylor. And Young Rock's son comes into the pits as they start lap 3 of 4. Now, neither FlightONE pilot has pitted yet. They've both got to pit at the end of this lap. They're both still out there on lap 3 of 4. So there is an opportunity here for NexxBlades. They're running 3rd and 4th at the moment. Young Rock is back on his way. Luke Bannister's quite a way behind. But how quickly can FlightONE cycle these 2 drones? Here comes Alex Vanover. He pits now at the start of the final lap. And Sean Taylor has just got to wait. Some poor communication there from FlightONE. That's going to surely allow Young Rock's son past. Alex Vanover continues on his way. Taylor now can pit, and Jan Roxson is up into second position. Will Taylor emerge in front of Luke Bannister still? No, Bannister's through into third place, so Alex Vanover has to hold on this final lap if he wants to take the title for FlightONE. There's only a couple more gates to go. Through the final right-hander, and Vanover takes the win. Young Roxson in second. Luke Bannister's about to come home in third, but that's not going to be enough for NexxBlades, because Sean Taylor finishes in fourth, and FlightONE are the 2018 champions. $50,000 for the winning team. They were many people's favourites at the start of the season. They won a bye through to the grand final, and they have followed through with victory. Sean Taylor retains his DR1 title, and Alex Vanover actually has the last laugh. After challenging Min Cham Kim to a head-to-head race and losing, he has ultimately won the 2018 championship.
Well, FlightONE, congratulations. You are the winner of the 2018 season and the winners of the $50,000 prize. Sean Taylor, how does this feel?
Oh, it's amazing. I love these guys to death. I mean, they're going to, along with me, I mean, they're going to get there too. They're going to be 70 years old and telling their grandchildren and great-grandchildren about this. And this is beautiful. You know, this is just, we're living a real dream come true.
This is literally the most exhilarating feeling I've had ever. Winning this championship after all the hard work, sweat, tears, and blood that we have literally put in all the way down to the finals. This has been the most amazing series. I couldn't have rather done it with these two guys. This has just been amazing.
So there we have it. After 6 formidable races and one of the greatest summers of their lives, that's it for our pilots. They've traveled 3,500 kilometers across Europe, and we've witnessed 80 aerial battles in the skies above epic outdoor locations. Sean Taylor receives his second DR1 title. FlightONE win the $50,000 prize, and Alex, Thomas, and Sean head home as the 2018 champions. The DR1 Champions Series will return next year with monumental new locations, faster and bigger drones, and new sporting heroes. We hope to see you there too. Until next time.